Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC and the sports community and the basketball community, all the communities out here in YouTube. You know what I mean? Um, this is a different type of video because it relates to professional wrestling. It's something I don't touch upon as much, but I think this is a very big story here. Um, Today, the great WWE announcer, Howard Finkel, um, has officially died today at the age of 69. He worked for WWE as an announcer when he was hired by Vince McMahon's father, Vincent Kennedy McMahon Sr., in 1977. And he's been a staple for announcing for WWE for so many decades, for at least 3 to 4 decades in the wrestling industry. I mean, he was just the pioneer for announcing. This guy was one of the is the greatest ringside announcer you could ever get in the history of professional wrestling. He's announced the WWE Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? And in 2009, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and he's also was the was also on the announcer for Gene Oakland's Hall of Fame induction in 2009. You know what I mean? And he appeared at every single WrestleMania from the first one all the way up towards 2016. Um, he was just a great announcer. I mean, I've heard stories where he would practice in the locker rooms, just practicing his voice, practicing how to perfect his announcing voice. And he's announced so many different types of wrestlers. Every single pay per view up until the early 2000s when he was working a little bit of a lighter schedule due to declining health. Um, there's no confirmation about how what was the cause of his death. In 2018, he did suffer a devastating stroke, and he wasn't able to announce other WWE events from the next 2 years. Um, there wasn't not much any reports about his deteriorating about his health though, but there were some suspects where he was not in good health. Back in 2019, and now that it's announced that he's officially it died, it's a very, very devastating news for everybody in the wrestling world that grew up loving Mr. Howard Finkel, announcing every single WWE event with his great voice and the great command for the audience. And he was a true pioneer in wrestling today. One of the very few great announcers we have in the wrestling industry. So once again, Howard Finkel, R.I.P. Officially has died today at the age of 69. You know what I mean? He leaves behind a great legacy, in the wrestling industry. Since 2016 when he was hired in 1977. He's been doing this for at least 3 to 4 decades. Widely regarded as one of the greatest ringside announcers of all time, and a inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2009. So RIP to Mr. Howard Finkel. You know what I mean? We will miss you, and your voice will never be forgotten in the wrestling industry. Take care, you guys.